Hi, my name is Haley Hunsaker, and I'm going to talk to you about my absolute positively favorite book of all time. And that book is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I first read this book in my 9th grade honors English class. And up until this point, I had been a voracious reader. I read all the time, but I read mostly for entertainment. This was the first book that really opened my eyes up to the power that literature has to get us to think and to explore the world around us. And I fell in love with it. Fahrenheit 451 is one of the only books that I repeatedly read. I'll read lots and lots of books, lots of really good books. I read them one time, but I never read them again. Fahrenheit 451 I pick up about every 3 to 5 years and reread it because I love it that much. It is a book that has so many themes that resonate with the world, even now 70 years after it was written. I'm definitely always amazed by the technology that Ray Bradbury came up with in his book that exists today but did not exist in 1953. This is a book I strongly believe that every person should read at least once in their lifetime. So in this book, it takes place in a distant future where Guy Montag, the main character, is a fireman. But the firemen of the future don't put out fires like the firemen we're used to seeing. They burn books. And this is because books have been outlawed. So if you're discovered to have books, the firemen come in and they burn your house down. But everything is fireproofed except for the books. So everything's fine, but the books burn. One day, while Guy Montag is coming home from work, he meets Clarice. Clarice is a 17-year-old girl, but she's not like the other 17-year-old girls of this time period. She is free-thinking and curious. She looks at the world and she wonders about the world. And she starts to get Guy thinking about his life and whether he's truly happy. Guy Montag then goes home to his boring wife, who he does not have a great relationship with. She spends all of her time just staring at the screens in her living room, the TVs, and interacting with her family, as she calls them. Throughout the book, Guy continues to interact with others who are free thinkers, and he starts to wonder if books really are bad, and if his job really is meaningful. This really comes to head when he goes to burn a house, and the woman would rather die with her books than live without them. So throughout the rest of the book, he continues to grapple with the significance of literature and a society that stifles intellectual curiosity like Clarice's. This book explores the topics of conformity and individuality, the power of books, and the dangers of technology, all which are still hugely significant today. The quote I'm going to read is when Guy Montag comes home from a day of burning books, and he's talking to his wife. And it starts on page 51. It says, "It's not just the woman that died," said Montag. "Last night, I thought about all the kerosene I've used in the past 10 years, and I thought about books. And for the first time, I realized that a man was behind each one of the books. A man had to think them up. A man had to take a long time to put them down on paper. And I've never even thought that thought before." He got out of bed. "It took some man a lifetime, maybe, to put some of his thoughts down, looking around at the world and life. And then I come along in 2 minutes and boom, it's all over." "Let me alone," said Mildred. "I didn't do anything." "Let you alone? That's all very well, but how can I leave myself alone?" "We need not to be let alone. We need to be really bothered once in a while. How long is it since you were really bothered about something important, about something real?" So I love this part, especially that quote at the very end about how we really need to be bothered about something every once in a while. Because it shows that we, even today, that we oftentimes just let things go. We don't let things bother us. We just want to focus on being happy and content, and we don't want to be bothered. But he's starting to realize that maybe we need to be more bothered. Maybe we need to be aware of things going on and bothered by them. It just shows a little bit of the kind of nuggets of wisdom that you find throughout this book about life. So this is a book, like I said, I absolutely adore. If I could, I would teach it to my class every single year because I feel it's that important and that good of a book. There's so many good things that you can read in this book and get from this book. So I highly recommend, if you have not read it, that you go read it. And if you have read it and it's been a while, go pick it up and read it again. Thanks.